Alright there. Just a few more. Okay. Now this monster right here is it's MTech again, and they call it a tactical hatchet. And considering the heft to the thing, I suppose I could see that. It comes with a belt sheath. It's open on one face. It sort of fits in right there. It's got a safety that clips on down. And it's open again at the bottom, so you can fit it on to a belt that you're already wearing. That's kind of nice. It would sit upright like this, or if you were that kind, then you could have it right there. But that might make me a little bit nervous of dropping the thing, because you'd still want to get it apart with one hand right there. It just seems a little bit more trustworthy when it's upright. You can do it though. Okay. Sheath down. The scales that are on this are just like a black plastic, relatively solid black plastic, or maybe metal even, now that I'm really getting a good look at it. Nah, probably plastic. Anyway, you can see that for a knife, or hatchet, I guess, it's a lot thicker than anything that like this right here, which is to be expected. It's shaped so that you have one finger here and thumbs right there. It's ground like a hatchet. That is, it's got a relatively wide grind compared to any knife of mine. This section right here, I'm sure you can find a use for it, but it's not exactly advertised what the use for this little bit right here is. I suppose you're just supposed to know. It might be for weight. I could see that. If this were full in with metal, it would be even heavier. Alright, we have what looks like a guthook, but it's not actually sharp. But that bit right down there has a tiny bit of an edge to it, so I'm assuming it's meant to be a wire cutter and wire stripper. Little saw blade right here. That's about what I might expect to find on a knife this size. Hatchet, whatever. Okay, full tang construction all the way through to the bolster here. Nice wide lanyard hole. I suppose you could throw it either as a hatchet throw or thorn, because it might be a little wide for sticking in something, and it might be a little heavy for sticking in something. But if you're aiming it at something that, like if you have the combat throwing type, if you're aiming it at something that you're trying to take down, it's likely to fall out, but it will work. It will work. If I were going out into the woods, rather than going out and getting another kind of hatchet, or something like that, I would probably... Okay, honestly, I like this and all, and it has a nice multi-use sort of design to it. Like, you could use it for a knife as easily as you could use it for hacking something. I like having a hammer built into my hatchets, and I suppose you could use this for a hammer, but it's not flat, it's angled. I've got another knife that I wanted to take a look at later on that's got sort of a hammer-ness to it. The outside of the sheath is textured as though it's meant to be leather. There's just a printed texture on it, though. I haven't put a wrap on one of these yet. but it looks like you could fit quite a bit of cord on there, 10, 15 feet maybe. So yeah, not a whole lot to say about this one. I guess I'll let it be that.